Coming up on the episode this week, we are preparing this VTOL dropship quad tilt rotor RC scaled aircraft for paint. Because of course these tri-blade propellers will power it into flight like this, and it'll rotate for that, for forward flight. And there'll be 4 of them, one here, so forth, so forth. And of course we are adding the body filler, make this all perfectly smooth, because of course we want a movie quality finish, because it is inspired by films like Transformers, Edge of Tomorrow. So let's get this episode started right now. Okay, so here we are on the bench. I'm Harry.
And I'm Richard, and thanks very much for joining in on this dropship VTOL monster.
Yes, it's pretty big. And on the previous episode, we assembled the front end, and now we'll be assembling the back end.
Right, so let's make this quad tilt rotor a reality.
Okay, let's go and take it apart and get it properly assembled.
I thought you said this was only temporary held together. We're making some headway, just gonna keep out. Oh!
Alright. Okay, so here we are. We are sanding the edges, and that way we ensure a good bond when we apply the epoxy.
That's right, so there's around 50 parts for this one. Probably more like 60 now once you count it up at the end. But yes, sanding all those parts, making that 3-dimensional puzzle come together. We managed to sand it down, and we need to glue it together. So without further ado, let's mix up a heck load of epoxy and put it together.
Coming together.
Like that? Is that good?
Yeah, that's right. How's it look on your side? We're just up to the final layer here. Sticky glue, all right? Ta-da! Whew. Okay guys, so here we are. We hard out sanding that. And this guy is all together now, look at that. Couldn't do that before, look at that. Shake, shake, shake.
Beautiful.
Yes. Cosmetically, needs improvement, but that's okay.
But structurally awesome.
Awesome, yes, exactly. And what are we doing? We're just sanding some more doweling rods.
Reinforcing rods, as it were.
I think this one's a flat one. But there's also, why did I do that? That's the one I prepared earlier. And there you go. So there's one on that one. That's cool. And there's one in here. What we're gonna do now is just finish off doing the sanding, and then I'll cut that one to make into that one. So we're just putting those flaps in. And when that is all hunky-dory, it'll be all good. We're just gonna glue these up, and then we'll start putting them on this.
I've got to drill some of those access points in the
Side
to the side. There's a couple there.
A couple more.
It'd be very hard to do it in post.
Very hard.
So better to do it. So
I wouldn't have a drill that long. It'd be like okay, so we've experienced some technological difficulties.
So in this particular case, the rudder at the back is what we're looking at. We just noticed that something it's got its doweling rods inserted. I was just about to glue it, and I noticed it's not going to be able to move very freely. No, and of course that's all to do with that angle, something that we misplaced when we were doing the calculations, and obviously way back at the CAD design. But of course we can't go back in time. We could reprint it, but you know, that's kind of wasteful, right?
Yeah, exactly. So what I think we'll do is we'll just
cut the grey part or the black part. What do you reckon, Ed? We'll start with the black part and we'll go from there. Okay, so this is what we're kind of thinking. We're going to use that little chip to level up the playing field and put that there. And then that way it'll be able to move freely. Obviously we have to do the same with the opposite on the other side.
You will never know that this will be painted, so yeah, it'll be our secret in the end.
We're thinking outside the box.
What box? Where? She's quiet.
You never know I'm there. Perfect. So effectively it'll be like this. So obviously this part here is attached here and this part here is attached there. And then this, we're going to move.
Not with a crunching sound.
Yeah.
Like a ball one.
Like it was designed like that.
It'll hold it, and the glue will hold it in place. Yeah.
One wing less to worry about.
Okay, do this, then we'll do the other side. And 3, 2, 1, go! HR Racing, yeah! Welcome to the show, the HR Racing Show, and we're your hosts. I'm Harry.
And I'm Richard, and thanks very much for joining in on this VTOL dropship quad tilt rotor project.
Yes, an exciting one, and from the very beginning, we made a miniaturized VTOL, a dropship machine, and effectively what they are is they take off in this position, and then the nacelles rotate forward to a more efficient flying position into the plane position. So that's what it's all about, and that's what we'll be making. And from there, where do we go?
So at the very beginning, we were inspired by films like Edge of Tomorrow and Transformers, and of course that inspired us to make the CAD designs, which came up with the model before diving into printing out the over 50 3D printed parts from resin to FDM and motor testing.
Yes, that's what it's all about. And on the last episode, we did the crucial WAN, a very key, important step. Okay, and on this episode, what are we getting up to?
We are gluing the rear section of the fuselage together, adding the body filler, and of course preparing the outer shell for paint.
Yes, we want to make it look as realistic and seamless as possible. We want to look like in the air, oh yeah, that's the real thing coming towards you. Because it's big enough, you could go, oh, there's the real thing. So it's pretty big.
Right? Yeah.
Yes, that's what it's all about. And let's get back into the action. I'm Harry.
And I'm Richard, and let's get back into it.
Okay, so we're just about to put the last piece on. We just put the last piece on.
Wiggling away there.
Like a glue.
Perfecto.
Perfecto.
Expecto Patronum. Like that, we have 2 rear wings.
Okay, let's work on the V-tail part now. And that'll fill in that gap there to make that straight instead of like on an angle. Nearly there, just gonna put the top cap on. Left hand V-tail? Was it right hand?
Yeah, I think it's the left.
Oh, I got it. What do I get? What's my middle? Get a sticky handshake. Oh no, I've got epoxy on my hand. It is better to get epoxy on your hand than super glue. Don't want that stuff.
Nasty.
Back it.
It works.
Yeah? Better than a ball one. It's a fixed one. I mean, if we'd reprinted it, I mean, that wouldn't work as good, right?
No.
Okay, so here you go. This is the before and after. It started with how many pieces?
3.
3 pieces, then it became 5 pieces.
And then it became 1 piece.
1 piece.
It's not the V-tail that they wanted.
Design.
It's the V-tail that they wanted to design.
There you go, guys. We have 1, 2, and 3 and 4. All there. There you go. There's another one. And there we go. So what we're going to do next is we're going to put them onto here. So yeah, there you go. Bear in mind that this pole here won't be there. That'll be the actual rotating arm for the nacelles to rotate. Because after all, this is a quad tilt rotor and not just a plane or just a drone. It's the best of everything. So we're putting those spots so we can put the wire looms there. So here we go.
We've got a little bit of doweling coming in from the front leading edge, and then we've got these wiring looms coming in from the servos. So we're going to drill this extra wiring loom, and then of course glue it together. Same deal with this other side.
Okay, let's go and drill those.
Freedom is the right of all sentient beings.
We're going to make it movie ready. Let's go and do that. Alright, so we've got the first stage sanded. We've got some filler, going to cover in some of the cracks. Some of these things here, like a little crack, that kind of thing. Slightly uneven. To make it as professional, that's what we're going for, right? We'll look in and go, now that's a futuristic dropship that we can be proud of. Obviously, you know, a patchwork quilt at the moment.
It's sleek and sexy coming up.
Yeah. Okay, so here we are. We're nearly finished with the filler on the first part. We are, aren't we? We've done most of it, so as you can see there. We're just working on this last section on that wall, effectively. And then I guess we're going to wait 20 minutes for it to dry and then do some extensive sanding again. But it's that much closer, as Joe Rogan would say, to the cash.
Autobots, roll out!
So the front half of this is just sitting dry. This one is back, and I think it's pretty well set. It's not 100% dry, but I think for sanding purposes, we should be right if we're taking it easy.
Put the filler on, and then that way we can sand it properly tomorrow. It's had time to dry.
Let's get into it.
Okay, so a little update for you. So this part's nearly prepared with the body filler, and then we sand it down, obviously, because you can't leave it like that. So we're going to be hitting the sander next. And in the meantime, I'm sort of started on this side, because of all these like little ridges, that kind of thing. That's the way the print came out, it's a bit rough. So you really want to put some body fill on that, make that look nice. It'll look quite good in the end. But of course, it's a bit hard to imagine at this point, because we're going to sand it and then we're going to paint it. We're going to be a bit of a visionary.
Okay. So there you go, guys. Coming along quite good. I'll just turn it around so you can see.
Oh,
so yeah, that's a lot better than the other side. Yes,
a lot more smoother.
A lot more smoother and a lot more dustier. So just keep going with the other side. It's looking pretty good.
An entity has last been spotted traveling east.
So there you go. It kind of gives you a bit more of an idea what it might look like. Obviously we've got some more structural stuff to add in, and obviously a heck load more sanding and eventually painting.
That's the plan. And what kind of color we're going to go with?
Just like the movie. We're going to go with a sort of a grey like this, I think. This kind of grey. And then we're going to add all the details in the actual movie, The Edge of Tomorrow. I think it also has like a face, aggressive face on it as well. So we've got a paint job to add, probably hopefully in the next episode.
Like the A10 Warthog, that's got like a warthog, or the Spitfire, and those sorts of things. And the main thing is we're going to get rid of this patchwork quilt colouring scheme. That's quite bizarre for that sort of dropship.
It's quite good for, shows all the colours and stuff like that.
Which is cool.
I mean, there's quite a lot of different colours. You've got your reds, you got your blacks, your greens,
sparkly greens.
Sparkly black, I think it is, sky blue. There's some green and some
grey.
Gold back there and grey. So we're covering the whole spectrum on this one.
So looking forward to doing that, making it all cohesive and concise.
And we've got a bit more sanding to do. So we've started on the first little bit there.
Came out quite good.
Yeah, we're probably going to add a bit more filler to add into those cracks, make it all look nice. But here's a good one. That's a good finished result, nice and smooth.
Oh yeah, it's pretty good. And which motors are we using to power this guy into the air?
I think, yeah, so it's a U11 Mark II, and it's 120 kVs, and these are 28-inch tri-wave props at 9.2-inch pitch.
Yes, pretty cool ones, and there'll be 4 of these positioned on the ends of those 4
That's right, so yeah,
spots.
one here, and then I guess over the other side too. One here, and one here.
And what kind of ESC is this running, Richard? From our good sponsors, T-Motor?
That's right, it's a Flame 80 amp ESC 12S V2.
There you go. Okay, so it's looking pretty good from where we sit at the moment, and a lot to do, but it's going to be exciting to put this one into the air.
Okay, without further ado, back to H&R Racing HQ.
Yeah, so exciting stuff to see that all taking shape. We're looking forward to adding the next layer and all those sorts of things.
That's right, we're going to add a little bit more body filler,
oh, yes.
But of course before that we're going to do a lot more sanding.
Yes, so
kind of that balance, isn't it? You've got to do sanding, body filler, sanding, and then eventually paint.
Yes, and put a good clean coat down, and then we get into weathering and all that sort of stuff. And it's going to be exciting to start adding the electronics in.
Yes, and of course the structural integrity to lift those motors, effectively make an internal frame.
And that's what's coming up. So saying that, let's move on to the next segment.
And the movie of the week is
Edge of Tomorrow. Yes, that is the movie of the week. And why did we choose that one, Richard?
Well, we've said it before and we'll say it again because it's that good.
Yes, and also it is one of the
key designs that of course inspired us to make this particular VTOL quad tilt rotor dropship build.
Also, there was another scene in Transformers the last night where you can see one in the background. You don't see them too often because pretty much they are concept, and now they are becoming a reality on the channel. So there you go, that's exciting stuff. Okay, so saying that, moving on to the next segment.
And final thoughts.
Yes, an exciting one to be sure at this phase in time, and a kind of important one because we want this one to look as, well, we don't want it to look like a 3D printed patchwork quilt. What kind of scheme we're going to go with?
Well, we're going effectively with the Edge of Tomorrow, keeping with that theme.
So military grade kind of colors. We're thinking,
I guess it's got the Transformers in there too, because he's got that grey, right?
yeah, so there you go. That's the kind of thing is what we're thinking about. So make sure you stick around to see that all coming up on the channel.
Because we're going to airbrush it and do fine detail and weathering. So we're going to try and make it as movie realistic as what we can.
Yeah.
Obviously it takes time, but of course I think the end result
is that much
will make
better?
it that much more cool. Okay, so we have to thank all our sponsors. Special note to T-Motor for making this series that much possible. And of course, remember to join in on our live streams.
Yes.
Last week, for example, we spoke with world-renowned pro wingsuiter and adventurer Jeb Corliss. So remember to go and check that out. And of course, we got his thoughts on our FPV RC wingsuit designs. And this week, what are we doing for our live streams?
We might be out flying, who knows? But whatever we'll be doing, we will be doing it with style. And that's what it's all about. So make sure you join in the live streams. You can also follow us on Patreon if you want to support the channel and make these projects become a reality much faster. And okay, so saying that, I'm Harry.
And I'm Richard. And we'll see each other next week.
And 3, 2, 1, go! HRC racing, yeah!